Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Spaceman. You might also know me from Discord as Space Hippie. Today I just want to show off this mobile crane that I've been working on. The crane itself is fairly simple. This sort of pusher piston design I've found is a little bit more reliable than your typical like simple hinge on a rotor. And it's also not that difficult to build in survival. It's usually just as simple as building those pusher pistons and then having a hinge part on the end and lowering the hinge along with the boom onto them. So not too hard to build in survival, but I use a plugin to project subgrids anyway, so I'm not too concerned with that. But anyways, now that we're here at our little outpost, I'll go ahead and show off how this crane works. Now, of course, the first thing you want to do is put down your outriggers, so we'll lower those. So I've tried to make this thing as easy to use as possible. I'm still working out some kinks, but the deployment and the stowage processes are semi-automated. So for deploying, first thing you want to do is of course put down your outriggers rather. And once those are down, you can go over to this toolbar. It's a little busy right now because I'm still trying to work out those kinks, like I said, with the stowage process. But deploying is fully automated. I'll go ahead and show you that. You only have to press one button and that'll start everything in motion. The boom will raise up here, and once the lift arm can clear the cab, it'll swing down just like that, and this also unlocks your controls. Now those controls are unlocked. It's gonna be a little bit crazy here while the arm is just swinging, but in a few moments here we can show you how it's used. I suppose that's good enough. But the traverse is just simply on a custom turret controller, nothing too crazy there. And then for the other movements, I have it set up with a mod, one of my favorite ones called Control Module. Just lets you set keybinds on timer blocks, so you can effectively use the crane with WASD. W and D control the forward and back movement here, as well as some of the up and down. You can get better up and down control with Q that retracts, and E will extend. So we'll just move that over here. It is of course quite loud, as most space engineers' contraptions are. But anyways, Q and D control your vertical movement here. And then A and D control the rotation of your payload. Anyways, let's pick that up. And swing it on over to the trailer here. Pick that up a little more. Now it is just using a single advanced rotor, the 3x3, for your traverse control, so you are going to get a bit of overswing with really heavy payloads. I have a fully stocked cargo container here just to show that the crane can pick it up. And once you're in position, of course, I'm sure you all know how to use a crane. Set. Okay, it's mostly down, so let's... There we go. Anyways, you can drop that there, hopefully without damaging anything. Another one part of the stowage process is that you do have to make sure your lift arm is all the way back up yourself. But once you've done what you need to do and you're done using the arm, you can just press this button. Sometimes you have to press it twice. That'll swing the arm back into a neutral position and begin the stowage process. Once it's back at neutral, the lift arm will swing back up. And then once that's in place, the boom will simply go back down. This is one of the bugs that I was talking about with the stowage process. Those mag plates are supposed to be on auto lock when it starts retracting, but somewhere in the process they are turning auto lock off, and I'm not sure why. So I have to figure that out, and I believe that's the last thing that's holding me up. Once I do that, I may or may not release this on the workshop. It does use modded wheels, as well as a modded gyroscope in there, so I'm not sure if people would be super interested in downloading it with those mods. Everything else here is vanilla, and I'm quite happy with this crane, as well as this trailer system that I didn't show off, but it's a pretty simple trailer, of course. There are a few special features. I have a remote hookup system so that you can hook it up without having to get out of your truck, as well as a little pair of landing gear there and some buttons to secure the payload, which I forgot to do, didn't I? Whew. That probably suck if you were trying to deliver this. Ah, shit. Well, that's why we secure our payloads, eh? But if you don't forget to do that, like me, you'll have a nice trailer here. Anyways, that is the mobile crane system. I haven't really decided on a name for it. In fact, this is out of date. I believe I'm going to call it the H875C for crane. 8-wheel, 7.5-meter bed, crane. Anyways, that's the H875C that I just recently renamed. And thank you for watching this far, if you did. I cannot promise that I'll be making any more videos, I just wanted to show this off. Thanks.